So I'm taking a little tour down my loop. So I'm at 56. See, these are all waterfront, I guess but they're really high up. This one's not. This is 59. That's probably one of the smallest ones I've seen. 60 is pretty big. So you can see the water down there, but it is a hill. Where I'm at 56, there it's not as steep. Okay, here's 61. Okay. 62 is still pretty high up on the ridge, you can see. And we can see a boat about a little in front of us, so this must start going down a little bit. You know, this one has a parking spot and a pull through, and you can see they have a trailer, a boat, and a truck, so it's really big. Oh look, this one's a round one. You pull in, pull right out. Oh, they have a really good view of the water. 64. It is still pretty high up, but they have a really nice view. Not a lot of big trees in front of them. 65. I almost rented that one. It's okay. It's in the woods. I try to find ones that aren't so populated around because my dogs go crazy. That one, this round one, I like a lot because for some reason there are hardly any trees right in front of it. Yep. I'm going to mark that one on my list. I like that. Here's another one that's got a little parking right in this area here. And then right behind it, you pull in right there. And then you have your table over there. So these are really big. They're very misshaped though. That's 66. They're kind of really misshaped. Like, look at this one. Okay, so this one is 67. It's got this area right here to pull your rig in. Then it's got an area over here. And then that area down there. It also has a nice view of the water. Nobody's in here. Let's go look. Looks like it might have steps. I'm only doing this because no one's in here. That's another topic that I'll probably talk about with this. Most of these sites are booked online. And, oh yeah, look, I like this site a lot. There are steps. They go down. And like a little pathway. Most of these sites are booked online. People just are booking them because they're so cheap and not coming. It's just, I think it should have like a 3-strike rule, like Harvest Host. You can't just not show 3 times. You get banned. I don't know if you get banned for life or get banned for something, but I think they're going to need to start doing that because this campground is not full at all. And when I went to book, there was only like 5 sites that weren't booked. This is a neighbor one, a shared site, so it is 68, and you can pull 2 vehicles in it for like families. And then they have a big shared space in the middle. That's nice if you're camping with someone. Okay, this is the 71. We met people who stayed in that last week, and they loved it. It's kind of that pull-through semicircle. This one's a semicircle, and they have a nice view of the water too. 70. They look like they're the ones that have that, either them or the next people have the pontoon boat. So it must not be hard to get down too from there. Okay. These look all pretty occupied. Hello. So you can see the lake down there. The reservoir, it's not a lake. Actually, I'm not sure what it is. I'll have to look it up. Maybe it is a lake. Yeah, they have steps there. That is 74, and they have steps going down to the water too. So they have a lot of storage. They have storage up here for their truck and their boat trailer, and then the regular trailers over here. And they have satellite. That is one thing. I fluctuate between 1 and 2 bars. We once in a while got TV with our antenna, but not very often. These got great, 75 has great views, but it looks like it's steep. They're all big sites. You're so used to doing commercial campgrounds where they put as many people in they can get. And these have nice sites. These right here, 77, 78, and 79 are pretty close. These are the closest ones I've seen to each other. I guess because we're on this curve here, but just beware, those are pretty close. They still have the same amount of space, but the way they're configured, they're pretty close. They are pretty close. 80. Nice view of the lake. I'm just gonna call it a lake until I figure it out. I'm pretty sure it is a lake from a reservoir. If that makes any sense at all. Maybe it doesn't. This 81 is vacant. It's right now next to the comfort station. If you have a rig that doesn't have a bathroom, or you have multiple people in one toilet, sometimes that's a good thing to know. I filmed the one that's near us. This one is up the hill, but it looks like it's a nice little walk. It's not a bad walk down to the water. This is 83. Nobody's here, so we're gonna go take a look at it. Okay, so I'm walking where the RV would be, and then you have this space here, and then there's a path right to the water. And it's a wide part of the lake too. I kind of like that one. I'm gonna mark this one down too. Going back and look, I think it's 83. Yep, 83, like that. Okay, the one next to it has about the same. Actually, it looks like their dog is down there in the water. So that's nice, and it actually is a very big site. I wonder if it's a double site. No, I don't think it can be, because where it's long is over there. You couldn't get another RV there. 84. It's bigger than 83, and it looks like it has the same access to the water. Okay, that's unusual. They have a mailbox up. '86, pretty straightforward. One of the littler ones that I've seen, but it's still huge compared to commercial campgrounds. These are all pretty full over here. This is a big motorhome plus a Jeep. That gives you a good understanding of how big these campsites are. And then they have a boat trailer over here. That's 88. We're back above the water pretty good, like my site is. 90 over here on the non-water side. Like I said, that's a huge motorhome plus a car. That's how big these sites are. That's 91. And they have another area right here that they have their boat trailer in. That's not too bad. I thought it was higher than that, but looks like a nice little walk down to the water. 92 is pretty big. It wraps around over here. I'm camping. My fingers are probably dirty and I'm pointing out stuff. Okay, 93. Also big. You know, we've done all of our camping mostly at Harvest Host and commercial sites, and the one state park in Myrtle Beach, which there is a review on, and they were tiny sites. Of course, Harvest Host, yeah, it is whatever it is. These are nice. 94. They got big dogs that aren't barking, not like mine, crazy ones. 95. Look, that's a fairly, I don't know, maybe 28-foot camper. maybe 25. And look at all that space they have. I'm definitely going to come again in the summer. We can take advantage of swimming and all. 96. Big. And there looks like there's some, let's see what this is. Vehicles prohibited on sewage disposal. Okay, field. Okay. Sewage disposal tile field. I don't really know what that means. Yeah, it's not the dump area. You can see people kayaking out there. Maybe I can see them. But what I was going to say, even that site over there, it's not on the water, but it's close to that field where nobody can go, so that gives you a lot of space. Okay, this is 98. This is big. Let's look. So you would pull your camper in here. It's a long site. Then you have this big area, a couple steps down. Let's see what the, you can see the water pretty good, but let's see what the walk is down to. Oh, it's not bad. Look, I'm an out of shape 60-year-old woman, 61 almost, and that's not bad at all. I could do that. I could take some chairs down there and sit. It is really discouraging though, because when I went to make these reservations, I did make them late. They were showing about 5 sites. And there's at least double that, maybe triple that on this loop alone that are empty. So, you've seen this before if you've watched these videos on federal, COEs and federal land where people reserve them and then they don't show. And 99. So they have basically the same walk down to the water as that other one did. We're back at the comfort station that's right by my campground on the other side. Let's go look at 100. I think that's all they have in this 100, but we started out at 56, so this is only one loop. This is 100. It's pretty big. It's about a comfort station if you need that. You can see the water fairly good, but I'm thinking this is pretty steep. Let's go over and look. Oh, it's not so bad. There's no steps or anything, but that wouldn't be bad for me. And this is the comfort station, like I said, right by my house. Right by my RV. The amphitheater over there. I'll try later on today after I charge my phone to show you some other sites on other loops. I was really interested in that loop because, I want to see the ones on the water if I want to come again and what they look like, so I can write down the ones I like the best. I also want to go down and look at the ones that are close to the swimming beach, because if I come again, I'd like to come in August. It was a little chilly this week, so that was kind of odd. This one that's across from here, I might have taken a video on this on another video, but let me go look at it real quick. If it's a repeat, sorry. I guess it's better to have a repeat than this one. Somebody coming with their boat. This is really high above the water. This is only 2 away from me, but it's definitely really high. It's 54. And I'd have to say that this area right here for the RV is not as big as some of the others. But, we only have a 24-foot RV, so we don't need something as big as other people may need. And coming back up around 57, that's across. You can see where the blue tent is. That said it was not available. I'm assuming their host, although they don't have anything out that says that, but it did say 57 was unavailable. And it looks like they have like a permanent freezer outside, so since you can only stay up to 14 days, I would assume they're host. Okay, and the one right next to us, 55. And then that's our baby right there. It's a nice little workout for me. And I have some sites that I'm going to mark down that I'm interested in for next year. This is the end of September. We're going to Florida in December and January, and then probably get back out camping in the spring, and then in August and September, like we normally do. These loops are pretty far apart. I can see them over there, the start of them. We've went pretty far. So just FYI, I should have brought the bike to do this. But I'm going to do the next couple of ones and then go back, I think. It is a little hilly, but it's not severe. Let me turn around. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell this. Like, I'm definitely going down now, and I'll have to go back up, but it's not anything severe. I'm going back up this way to go. So it's like goes up and then it goes down. And this area, I guess, is just way, oh, that scared me. A squirrel came running out. Way too hilly, I guess, to have any kind of site. Here comes an RV. Got to move over. Checked out some more of these campsites for you. So I'm gonna do a few more today, and then tomorrow we'll do a few as we leave. We'll get some as we're driving out. So 27 through 100. This is 53. So it's got this long space for an RV, and then down there it has a table and everything that the other ones have. This has a little bit of the lake view, but it's really high up. So I don't think that's not as desirable as some of the other ones. And I'm walking down here. I'm going to shut off the camera until we get closer to the next. About this, it said toilet. The other one said showers, buildings, and the shower buildings had toilets and showers. This one only has a toilet, apparently. Sorry. And if you can hear a dog barking, that is my dog. And I'm pretty far away from it. Or her, I should say. Yeah. So, his or hers. Yeah. And just a toilet. And the other ones are complete showers. It doesn't look like anyone's in this loop at all. Excuse me. And like I said previous, this kind of makes me mad because of the cost. People are reserving these and not showing up. Because when I went to book, I don't know, there were only a handful available. And none of this loop. No one's here. So let's take a look at these. This is 52. I'm going to go down probably in the middle one and see if we can see water. Here's 52. It's got a little bit of incline. I think it's hard to tell. But look, you can see these tire marks. But it does have a little bit of an incline. It's not super big. My RV could get in there without any problem. And it looks like it's flat down there. If you had a big rig, though, I think it would be a little uneven, unlevel. Okay, so this is 51. Let's go see if they have... This one is different, too. Well, both of these. It's like the picnic table area is right next to the RV, where mine is separate. These aren't the biggest spots. In fact, you know that there's normally a little table, like a care table or maybe a fishing, I don't know. There's usually a pub-sized table in this area, and there's not on these. And no water. I think we probably gotta go down to the next loop before the water's there. So here's this next one. It has a pretty big area for the RV, and then you go down the steps into this area. And that area has enough room for that table that I was talking about, but it doesn't have one either. Now this next one, okay, so I just showed you 51 and 50. This one is 49. This one is really long, and down there's the table and the fire pit. and 48. These all slope a little bit, every one of them. Okay. Let's see. 47. It's kind of wide, but not very long. None of these would be my number one. None of them. This area is okay. I mean, look, this place is very nice. The sites, even the smaller ones, are very nice, but these are not as desirable as the waterfront ones, and not even the ones that are across from us that aren't on the water. They're not as big. Now I'm going to go down to the next loop, and I think we'll be back on the water. So I'm curious to see if we're way high, or walkable to the water, or exactly what. Okay. Oh, I saw there was a gate on the map, but I hadn't noticed it coming in right here. It's not the main gate, so I'm not sure why it's here, but it is. And you can see. Okay, now in this next loop, I see campers. So I think we're going to be back on the water. And this hill that I'm going up, it's a little bit of a hill. You'll hear me breathing heavy. Okay, so let's look at these. Okay, and there's one right here on the corner. And it has a little slope to get into it, but then it looks like once you're in there, it's pretty level. That's definitely not the biggest campsite in here, but it's still, they're still pretty large compared to commercial ones. And I can see the lake again. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll get closer in a minute. These are almost probably right across from me. I can't see these people, but they probably are. Okay, 45. Not quite on the water. I think where this gentleman is in 44, yeah, he's definitely on the water. I'll go next to him. It's not, there's nobody there, and we'll take a look at the water. Oh yeah, because there's the boat that's down for me. I don't know if you can see that, but we'll go down a little bit. Keep hearing something in the woods behind me. 43. Okay, let's see if we can see the water. Yeah, I'm almost directly across from this. So, let's see. There's a little bit of drop off right here with no steps. So this is kind of the view I have from directly across. It's not too bad if you come, I guess you'd have to come down here and walk across and down. Same, almost the same view I have. Let's see what we got over here. Let's see what kind of view they got from the water, or how to get to the water. They're almost directly across from where that boat is. That's close to my campground. They have a kind of unaltered view, meaning that you can see right down between these trees. And there is a path right there. So this is pretty nice. This isn't a bad campsite right here, because you could go right down there. You can see there's a little path. And there's not so many trees blocking you. So you do have a nice view of the water. Oh, I'm cutting through. There's nobody here. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. They have a pathway to the same way as the other people next to them. Okay, now this next campsite, I'll get you the number. but it definitely isn't as nice. It's further away. So here's the end of it. And you have to go all the way down there. So that's definitely not as nice. I'm gonna turn off this a minute for privacy. Okay, so here's another comfort station. And right down here is a boat ramp. So a lot of people bring their boats. And I'm not gonna film that. It's a boat ramp. And then we'll come down to this loop. I'm gonna turn off for a sec while I walk. Don't hear me huffing and puffing. All streets in the loops are one way, like most campgrounds. So we'll take a look at these. Okay, so here's 33. Water view. I wouldn't say waterfront. These are interesting because they have parking over here. Although they look like they're fairly good. They're not the biggest. That's not the biggest site I've seen, but they do have parking in the middle. Okay, 34. This has a really nice lake view. I'm gonna go in. There's nobody here. So RV, and then down here, and you can see the water, and there is a path there. I guess the nice thing about this area is the lake is very wide here. So it's not a bad site. The RV length is not big though. You can look this up on the website, but I would bet that a motorhome maybe 30 feet. But if you had a trailer, you definitely have to park it over there. Okay, now this site is huge. You can see he's got 2 trucks, 2 boats, an RV. 35. So that's a huge one. I don't know if it's considered a double or not, but it is definitely big, huge. 36. Let's go in and see the lake view. Hello. Scouting out my next site for next year. Not all that great. Not much of a view when you have to walk down. Okay, this is another big site coming up. Although it's kind of hard to tell. It's not as big as that one next door though. 37. This is pretty big. Because you put your RV here, then you got all this room over here. If you wanted a couple tents, you could have a couple tents. So this is by the boat ramp. Oh, somebody must have just left here. They're still smoldering a little bit. You can walk down. It is by the boat ramp. So any of these in this loop, it would be interesting because you'd probably be able to see the boats go in and out. That would be kind of fun. Okay. There's more little parking over here. I don't know where all these trucks come from. I guess that camper, the guy who has got boats and trucks, maybe he's got a lot of people. Yeah, there's more parking here, which probably goes with that site, and then parking over here. And we only have one more loop because the rest do not have electric and water, and I'm thinking, like me, most of you are interested in electric and water. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I'm gonna shut off so you don't hear me huffing and puffing. To the next loop. So this first number, which I'll show you in a minute, but it must have a little bit of slope. You can see there's tire marks getting out of here. Oh yeah, it does have a little bit of slope. But it looks like if you had a smaller, well, if you have levelers, you would be fine. That's 32. Wooded, you really can't see the water, although the water's right there. One, pretty large, and they do look like they have a nice opening so you can see the lake pretty well. They also have 2 picnic tables. Now we get to 30. And I'd say this is one of the smaller areas for an RV. Doesn't go back very far. Then you have a little area. Steps down to the water. Not a good lake view. 29. Little RV area. This is not optimal at all, I'd say. Because down there, I don't know. I don't like this one at all myself. Let me go show you. So the picnic table's over here. The fire pit and that other table is right there. It's an odd shape, and the water, there is lake, but it looks like it's very shallow there. I would wonder if it's buggy. This is a weird one. I wouldn't want this one. And there is a slope going back up. You can see the tire tracks, and I'm walking back up it. It is definitely a little hill, a little incline. 28. Okay, so this RV area is pretty good. And then you go downhill for the other stuff. The lake is a little high. I mean, your site is a little high from the lake, and it's very shallow water there, so it probably is buggy. Okay, so the next one should be 27, and that's the last one that has water and electric. So that's the last one I'm going to show you because, you know, 27 through 100 has electric and water. You might as well get that, unless you're tenting. And even then, I think you want electric and water. So this guy, you can kind of see, he's got a trailer and a car in there, so that's not too bad. And enough area for a tent down there, so that's pretty nice. Now, what I will say about that one is, it's not really by, you can get through a little bit of water. You really can't see it, but it is pretty surrounded. If you like your privacy, that's a pretty good one for that. Of course, it is right here on the road, but I don't think they can even see you from the road. Let's turn around and we'll look. Let me get up here. Oh. Now you can see, but if you're on the other side of the trailer, you'd have privacy. So that's it, guys. That is all the loops from 27 to 100. They're the ones with water and electricity. Nobody has septic. We're going to dump our tanks on our way out. So that's it.